got it for 3 reasons. Right time, right place, and right
Is
God.
that fake chest hair?
Yes, it is fake chest hair. I did it so you could see the Star of David a little better.
That's really funny.
This is where the troops go in the back right there.
Well, Trae, Mr. Woods, we are here.
Ooh, we are. God damn.
The humidity is here too, I see.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never had an actual, like, older 2-8 generation guy on the show.
Watch your mouth. Not that old, damn it.
Well, you know, a different era, we'll call it that. But
I'm just joking.
yeah, so what if you could, because I don't know much, I know a little bit about your career, but could you just summarize what exactly, like, you know, your Marine Corps career was, like, when and where, you know, any details you want to share a little bit?
I mean, I joined boot camp, I was 20 years old, turned 21 in boot camp. I ate a fucking, my birthday cake in boot camp, actually.
Really?
Because during mail call, he caught them singing happy birthday. So he went and got a cake and I had to eat it while they were in the, sand pit. So it's fucking, that was fucking miserable. But, I got out of boot camp, joined 2-8 after SOI. We went to fucking Fallujah 6 months later.
Whew, okay.
Yeah, like 6 months later. And bro, when I tell you, it was a fucking wake up call. Like, I remember we landed in Kuwait. It was like fucking 1,000,000 degrees. We get off the plane. It's like a fucking hairdryer blowing on you because the wind made it worse.
Yeah.
And, we didn't even want to go eat chow. They had to make us. We had to leave the tent. We were all butt fucking naked in our tents. Like,
just to cool off.
Butt fucking naked, bro. No bullshit. Like fucking 200 dudes. And finally we flew into Fallujah. We landed in TQ. And, I mean, we had to hold our head down. Them telling us to go condition 1 was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it was like, you know, we've only done that in training.
And you're still like a boot at this time. So
yeah, I'm a boot as fuck, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a PFC. Mm-hmm. And they tell us to go condition 1 and hold our heads down. And, you know, and I actually peeked my head up to look over the 7-ton. And I saw complete destruction. And like, you could see people everywhere. And, you know, it was crazy, you know?
Yeah. Now, was this like, because you said you went into boot camp like when you were 20, so like this is your, like, I'm assuming maybe you have some, but this is like your first real world experience then, I take, or like your first outside of home type of thing maybe, or I could be wrong?
I grew up in a rough town, so I wouldn't say it was my first real world experience, but it was definitely not Call of Duty. So yeah. it was a wake up call for everyone, no matter what your experience was, you know.
No, of course, yeah. Now, like, was when you say you grew up like in a rough neighborhood, like, did you see anything like that? Like, was it like shootings or?
It
like
was
any,
obviously
like,
not
robberies?
as bad as Fallujah.
Yeah,
but yeah, I saw a lot of stuff as a kid. You know, I actually Monroe's actually probably the most dangerous town in America right now, like pound for pound as far as per capita.
Monroe, that's
Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous area. I don't ever go home, but rightfully so. But yeah, I didn't say anything like Fallujah, but
yeah, I know, I see. So you so was this like 2003, 2004? Like what year was it? When
I
you got
joined 2005. June of 2005. I went to boot camp.
Okay.
June 13th.
Okay, so this was I guess we'll just get right into it, but I mean, like, what ultimately drove you to, because that era, a lot of 9/11 was usually like the precursor for a lot of people, but what drove you to hop in?
I didn't dive right into it, obviously, because I was 20 in boot camp.
Yeah.
I was working at Bank of America. I was a temp, so I had like a year contract there.
Oh, okay.
And when it was up, my girlfriend's dad, who was actually racist as shit, but he ended up moving me in their home, because he got to know me. He sat down with me and said, why is my daughter interested in you? And he got to know me, ended up moving me in. He's like, what do you want to do with yourself? I said, I just don't want to be like I have bums in my family in Monroe, and I don't want to be like them.
Yeah.
And he said, what about the military? And it's funny, we went to go talk to the Navy.
Interesting. Okay.
And I got a 61 on the ASVAB, which is decent.
Yeah.
And went to go talk to the Navy, and I was sitting there, and everybody's got on. No disrespect to the Navy, you know what I mean? Fuck it, disrespect to the Navy. So
anchors away, bitch.
Fucking taxi drivers. But like, I'm sitting there talking to them, and there's all this white around me, and they're called seamen. And I'm 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, these motherfuckers look soft in the motherfucker. And I'm thinking like, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, and then there was a black guy and a white guy. They were jacked as fuck.
Yeah.
They were walking past the glass like opening of the Navy recruiting office, and they were Marines. You couldn't even see their eyes. They had camis on and their sleeves on. It was rolled up. It was outside, and they were rolled up, and you could see tattoos, and they were jacked, and they were walking, and people were trying to speak to them. They just like kept walking, and I grabbed my fucking diploma, got up, and went over there. So I want to be a Marine.
That is God talking to you, is what it is. It sounds.
I think that might have been the devil if it went to the Marine Corps.
Yeah, you know, that does sound about right. What's the phrase? Like, we don't really die, we just go to hell and regroup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you think now, if you were to die and then go to hell to regroup, would you prefer that over Fallujah, or what would be the?
Shit, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna have a little bit more fun in hell.
Yeah. Was because some of the things I've heard about, like the story that you shared about you getting to Fallujah first, it seems pretty on par with like other things I've heard where like guys, they'll leave their I guess their fob, like their camp, for example, and then within 3 minutes it's just like all hell breaks loose, for example. Was it like that?
Yeah, so before we got a fob, we were stationed at Camp Fallujah, and it was pretty fucking skate. You know what I mean? It was like, bro, we had mid-rats we could eat in the middle of the night. That was girls. Like,
and was this like this was
Fallujah?
in Fallujah?
Camp Fallujah is probably the safest place in the world at the time. Because it's not just protected by the Marine Corps, it's protected by America, it's and our allies.
Oh, okay.
So like it's Camp Fallujah is like pretty much the size of Camp Lejeune.
Okay.
It's huge.
It's practically a base, pretty much.
It is a base. You're not gonna get hurt there.
Okay.
And but we had to leave there to do missions and develop fobs, and we were hit maybe 5 minutes leaving the wire in our first mission, and I was in the first truck.
Jesus.
So yeah, we got hit by an IED, a little concussed. Then we got stranded that fucking night, which was awesome.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wait, so were you in? Because there's like a couple different rocks, but like, did you hit? So like, were you in the truck that got hit with the?
Yeah.
How was that like?
I was concussed, so it was fucking shocking, bro. I don't know if I was scared in the moment because it was such a quick thing to happen.
Yeah.
I kind of was more scared when Iraqi soldiers came up to the vehicle and we weren't used to working with them, and we were like, "What the fuck is happening? We want to kill these guys!" Like we were freaking out, you know. But it ended up not being that bad until we got back. But
Okay, yeah, because my initial thought was like half the vehicle explodes or something like that, or like
that's what happened. The front of the truck up to the windshield was gone.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, it was gone.
What did you know what you guys hit? Was it like a pressure plate?
It was a pressure plate. So they put shout out to my boy Novell. He was a great driver. They put a like debris in the road. And we had known to go around it from being in CACs and training. Yeah. And he drove around it onto a pressure plate. So we set up. It would set us up to do that.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Forgive me for not knowing how to articulate this right, but from some people that I've heard, like when they get into combat for the first time or when they get bullets flown at them, I've heard that like the first time it happens, it's like you almost like kind of second guess yourself. Like, is this really happening? Like, is this where in combat? Yeah. I don't want to say freeze up, but like you almost kind of doubt like what's going on. But what was the like when you actually like knew, oh shit, like I'm in Fallujah, like I'm actually in war right now. Like what was what goes through Trae Woods' mind, as that pops off?
The first, it's about to get a little dramatic though. So, but the first
I gotta pick up my bottle
situation was August 26th. You're good. August 20. Look at my balls while you're down there, man.
Oh yeah, massive.
August 26th, 2006. We went past. It was this road called Chicago. And
how fitting, by the way.
Right, yeah. And it's called Chicago, and they went up to an intersection called Lincoln Road. And on the corner on the right at that intersection was a gas station. We stopped there. We were doing our SNAP VCP, a vehicle checkpoint. Mm-hmm. And then we went in, we talked to with the interpreter, and the gas station owner said, "Hey, we've been threatened by local insurgents, and they're gonna be here tomorrow to extort me or whatever." So we're like, "All right, fuck it, we'll be here waiting on them. We're gonna get some."
Yeah.
What I believe, we don't know this for a fact, but what I believe, and a lot of us believe, is that a sniper was waiting on us when we got there.
Okay.
So when we got there, Paul and I, we got out of SNAP VCP the next day. We started checking vehicles. Mm-hmm. We ran up on a guy. He had no back seats in his SUV. So that looked suspicious. Yeah. So we started checking him, and we got called up to the gas station, so we left him alone. And about 30 minutes into the gas station, I'm up there, I'm talking to my friend Hurlston. He was the first KIA and 2-8 in the whole war.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? He was the first guy to die. Yeah. And he was standing up front, and I asked him to take his camera out. But he loved
Hurlston?
Yeah, he loved taking pictures. That was his thing. We called him Crazy Eyes. He's just getting angry. His eye would like move in a little bit. He was like cock-eyed.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Crazy Eyes. But he was no longer a hard target. when he did that. And like a fucking cannon went off, bro. And he was maybe like 6 feet from me, and he just dropped to the ground. And it felt like 10 minutes, but it was a split second. I went and grabbed hit the back of his flak jacket, and you could see the exit wound. And I grabbed him and I ran as fast as I could. And Paul said, "Yo, drop him. You go like he was an OIF-1 vet." Paul told me to drop him because he was gonna shoot me next. So I drop him. I probably drug him maybe 20, 25 feet, and then I drop him and I ran into the gas station, screaming that Hurlston was KIA. I started running around with his head cut off like a chicken because this is war now. No more IEDs. Like, we're at war. Yeah. But I feel like you want to ask me something.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, I guess, more or less follow up, but it's like...
that was the moment. When it was like, damn, they're trying to kill us. Yeah.
Yeah, do you... What was I going to say with that? Yeah, I guess with and hopefully I don't intend to open up like an emotional thing. Like,
it's okay. I've talked about this so many times in therapy, man. I'm okay now.
Yeah, so like, because I imagine like, because obviously when you're in the heat of it, like, and somewhat I assume fights relate to it. You don't have time to really think about like big picture. Like, you're just more in the moment. But when you actually got back to your fob or to your camp, when you realize like, oh shit, like our count's down to like, instead of 48, it's 47 because Hurlston's gone, or like when does it actually like kick in that like, oh yeah, man, our guy's gone?
Every guy could tell you about this moment. I don't know if you guys ever did this. It's called a head count. Yeah. It's like you do a roll call. Yeah. But it's on purpose. It's a memorial roll call. And man, it broke the toughest of men. We were in there. We were doing a memorial for Hurlston. Okay. And they call roll call, but they call his name too. And they yell it like he's late for formation. It was like Lance Corporal Woods. Then they'll be like Lance Corporal Blanchfield, and then they'll be like Lance Corporal Hurlston.
Like they emphasize it, yeah.
It'll be quiet. And you'll say Lance Corporal Hurlston. And they get quiet again. They'll say Lance Corporal J.D. Hurlston. They'll scream it. And good God, the toughest men in there fold. Damn. We're all like, everybody's sobbing like little girls in there, man. Yeah. That was really hard because I didn't know they did that. Yeah. And they called his name like he was late for formation, and it fucks with you so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I see like some of it, and they even had I don't know if you saw, but 60 Minutes they toured with 2-8 when
in Afghanistan. Yeah.
And they had I assume it was the same thing, but they had like the memorial set up with like the boots and the rifle set up, and like in the way they called him out, and like even like I mean I did a peacetime pump, so but like I don't really know how that's like seeing it, but actually hearing what it goes on or what happens when you need to make sure like who's been. I guess when you're cleaning up and making sure like the head count after people have been killed, it's like it's weird to see. Like I've never had to physically experience it.
It's more of a ritual than anything. Yeah. Out of respect, and it's just how Marines are, and you know how we get down, bro. That's how we cope. Yeah. 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 It's not. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can cope, but I mean, it's. Yeah. We cope by making fun of you. Mm-hmm. Like you could die, and we're gonna. That's how we cope, man. Yeah. It just makes us feel better about the situation we're in.
Yes, and if I do die, you can by my head looking like Hey Arnold. By the way,
100%. I'm definitely Diddy party.
A man of your size, that's scary.
You're dead. Who cares?
I would like to think I could care beyond the grave, but what am I going to do realistically? I
can't. Like a zombie Diddy party, bro.
I'll be waiting for you in hell though when we regroup. I don't know if I'll be with your team.
Ain't been lifting weights the whole time waiting on me.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get as big as you. Maybe not. I'm like Sean O'Malley. I'm like skinny white boy gang. But
Sean nasty with it though. I like Sean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what were you an 11, a machine gunner? What? Yeah, what was your?
I was a mortarman. But
yes, sir.
But I see. What's crazy is that. When I went to
don't SOI, tell me you didn't end up being a mortarman.
I went to SOI, and like one of the guys who was an OIF-1 vet training us, he said, "Bro, go mortarman. All you're gonna do is play cards, and you're not gonna get shot at." I'm like, I'm going mortarman. Yeah. Man, as soon as we got to 2-8, they was like, everybody's gonna be machine gunners. We couldn't use heavy ordnance in Fallujah because it was. Excuse me. It was a town heavily populated. Oh, okay. It was like 75,000 Sunni Muslims. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? So we didn't only time they used mortars was like to illuminate the sky. And it was like twice the whole time. Mm-hmm. So everybody learned how to be a machine gunner. You were either on the gun or on post, so you were a dismount. Nobody was a mortarman. Everybody was fighting door to door. Man. So I was cross-trained, ended up, I'm by trade a mortarman, never touched a gun.
Interesting, okay.
Maybe in training a few times.
So you essentially machine gunner your entire, like, 4 years.
Yeah, but by trade a mortarman.
Okay. Were you even in ITB or like SOY, like did you touch the guns or?
Yeah, we were pretty good too. Like we thought we were gonna kick some ass out there. Man, we was getting the gun up quick, and sure enough. But I actually enjoy being a machine gunner more.
Yeah,
because you got some.
It's a machine gun, dude. Literally, like it has all the name, it has the branding of like John Basilone and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's a badass name. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always ask this to all the machine gunners too. But like, I mean, you might have a bias because you were with machine gunners and more. But who is the best machine gunner of all time?
Ooh, because I was in war. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna be biased,
and that's okay. It's a very tough question.
It's gonna be out of DeMarca, and I got all these dudes' numbers. Strausser or Hammond. Hammond and Strausser. Ooh, that's hard. I had both of those in my platoon. I would have either one of those guys on a gun with me. They were badass in combat, bro. It's like they didn't care about dying. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And those people like that saved a lot of lives. So
obviously, like I can understand it'd be very serious, like when you're out in Fallujah or doing stuff. But did you have any, since like the theme of the show is like comedy based, was there anything that like funny or like in retrospect that was like kind of hilarious?
In retrospect,
yeah,
like
when you were actually outside the wire.
Outside the wire, give me a second. Damn, there was a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, like did you catch like maybe like somebody like shitting out like out in the street when you were like setting up like
the snipers had with the what pass 13s are, right? I don't know if y'all still have those. The sights that go on the toe, they're like thermal.
I'm pretty sure I've seen those. I think I could be.
They can see through thin walls too, supposedly, like really thin walls, like really thin, like clay type of Iraqi shits.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're thermal, but the snipers watching those guys caught, no bullshit, one of the Iraqis fucking a goat, bro.
No shit.
And it was a donkey, and we was like, we were disgusted until he laid it down and hit it from the side, and we were fucking crying, bro. That shit was hilarious, dog.
This is I didn't think this blooper from Shrek would not show up.
No, that's real, bro. They were really fucking animals out there, bro. For real. I thought it was like a racial fucking.
Yeah, I thought it was a stereotype too. But like,
they were really fucking animals out there, like for real.
Did it not cross your guys' minds to like take? I understand that the situation dictates, but did you not think to like we need to take this goat out of his or this donkey out of its misery? Like we gotta help.
Nah, man, they were having a good time, bro. And I had to jack off to something.
What? I need to eat a crayon, dude. I see. I'm already scarred. I can't cope. What's orange might work.
I had to get my work in, bro. You know what I mean?
If you want one, you can.
I like the greens.
Candy
apple.
Oh yeah, candy apple.
You got lighter?
Yeah, I obviously imagine the barracks life though for you guys had to have been way fucking fun compared to or more fun compared to my peers.
I don't know how you guys had it, but like man, we had like ego between HP 195 and the other ones over there.
Oh, the other like barracks.
Yeah, bro. We used to have giant gang fights.
Oh yeah, that never dies.
Yeah, we had giant gang fights, bro. We used to do some dumb shit, man. Like some of the shit I can't say.
Well, now for you guys, so was it like what were some of the rivalries that you had? So like were you like in a line company and there was another line company y'all beefed with, or was
I was in weapons?
Oh, okay.
I was in weapons, but us in the line companies, we got along pretty well. We would get into it with like regiment.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
like 8 Reg. Mm-hmm. We would get into it with them. It was always some dumb drunk shit. We were just bored and we wanted to fight.
Did you guys have the because 2-8 now, like they're in Wallace Creek, so they're like the indoor barracks. But did you guys have the balcony ones? I don't know what they're called. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had the balconies. Indoor barracks.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Don't get me wrong. They get destroyed pretty quickly. Like they're not all that great. The elevator's broken, twice.
It's much harder to sneak a girl in the indoor barracks, though.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. I will. What was I going to ask? So there was a viral clip. This was past your time, I'm pretty sure, but they didn't tie him to mattresses, but he jumps from third from the third.
I think that was not before my time.
It might have been. No, it was 2009. I'm pretty sure the year was.
That might have been. Yeah, I was in. I got out 2010.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you might have been. You might have.
I actually did an extra year.
Maybe you jumped off the thing. I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm black.
Yeah, so it's. Are black people afraid of heights?
No, black people just don't do shit like that. We don't die from like alligator bites and shit. Like we die from like gunfire and like heart disease.
Yeah,
y'all motherfuckers be. I want to go out with a bang. Like
that is more of a white people thing. Now that I think of it, you give me like a white claw, like play Creed in the background.
You know how many fucking white friends I've saved like from doing crazy shit?
Oh, probably countless times. I assume
they're retarded. I love them though.
Yeah. So the story was he's on the third balcony and there's like a stack of like mattresses, 5 or 6, and he just jumps off.
I'm pretty sure that was our time, and I think I remember that.
Well, I could try to pull up the video because it's
It was like I forget what I know you're talking about, and I think it was a black guy that jumped.
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. Well, you said you didn't do it.
It was on the side of It was Echo side because Weapons on the other side at first.
You know what? It might have been Echo Company too, because I remember that was the description of it. But
because Weapons was on the other side of the barracks, we shared those barracks with Echo.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that's Echo. And that building over there was H&S.
Okay. Let's see him jump.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think I remember this, bro. We did shit like this a lot, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the courtyard right there facing the River Road.
Do you have like any more specific like details or fun like dumb shenanigans that you guys did outside of jumping, prematurely to your death?
Dry humping each other, man. We did a lot of gay shit, man.
Yeah.
Every Marine's gay a little bit, I think I sent you a picture of us about to do a Diddy party to my buddy Hamburg.
Actually, yes, which we will address that, but
that was in Fallujah.
This one?
No, that was me putting Lone Dick on the back of Tay-Tay's head.
Oh, is this the Diddy party one?
No. See, let me tell you what that was. So this is Camp Fallujah. This is before we got a fob.
Okay.
We found a way to get drunk off of Robitussin. So we would go to the fucking exchange and buy a bunch of Robitussin and get fucked up. We would drink a thing of Robitussin and have a great fucking time. And then we realized we were getting stupid and we stopped. Like it was literally fucking with our brain cells.
Whenever you come back on this show, I know what we're doing next.
No, I'm not fucking doing that again.
Hey, like you said, white people tend to die from stupid stuff like that. I have to push somebody's got to push the boundary.
You just want me to do CPR on you, bro. Just say it. See this crayon in your nose, man.
Dude, I don't know. You doing CPR, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. You're too bigger compared to me.
That's why I'm small. You'd be okay with the male on male CPR?
Probably,
it's a size thing, not a dude thing.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not a question of if you're gay, just how much you are. So
I'm in the spectrum of gayness.
Yes.
I'm not at the Diddy end. I'm more like the Marine.
Yeah.
Right in the middle, right there. Good, healthy.
We have boot bands on. It's okay.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Yes,
so you keep the blood in your penis. You got to wrap one of those on you.
Yes. Yeah. Won't get me canceled, by the way, either. So with that said, I mean, so you've been out for a little bit. I know your background, but what do you do now?
I actually just finished writing a book. It's
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's being edited right now by Kevin Sigmund, a guy I served with in Fallujah.
Yeah.
His wife is an editor and a doctor of psychology.
Interesting.
So I wrote a book called Don't Be Dumb. And it's essentially a self-awareness book where there's two types of people in the world. There's dumb people and there's people who don't know that they're dumb.
Okay.
Yeah. So I expand upon that a lot. I'm pretty proud of it. It took me 2 years to write. So
that sounds like on the surface it sounds like pretty straightforward, maybe not, but like I love how it sounds very philosophically expanding on street smarts.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's like a layman's version of psychology. And so I feel like the art of psychology is lost when expert is trying to relay psychological information to a layman, because if you ever talk to someone about like something like intellectual, a lot of times you can see in their face you're losing them.
Yeah.
But a layman can keep them engaged because I'm not talking down to them, I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
And I tried to do that, and I think I did a pretty good job.
So you're essentially like translating.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not like looking down on you. I'm like, hey, this is what we do.
No, I would assume, because I've always kind of held this, and I assume a lot of people probably would, especially given the way you've written the book, is like I feel like the Marine Corps, like if you really wanted to, you can extract a lot of like intangibles or like street smart stuff, like or pretty much wisdom that you can take from. Is that where you drew from the book, or does it come from a multitude of?
It's a multitude of things, but I would give credit to the Marine Corps a lot. I didn't actually become a Marine until I got out of the Marine Corps. I fucking hated the Marine Corps.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. When I got out, like I saw what they were trying to do to me. Like when I got around civilians, I started to realize how important what the Marine Corps taught me was. When I was in the Marine Corps, my pants was down here in formation, a mouth full of gold. Like I was a whole different person. I was fighting people, staff sergeants. My name's known for like hitting people with rank and not getting in trouble. And I was when I came back from Iraq, I was different. I was a very aggressive, violent person. And so when I got out of the Marine Corps and I saw how civilians operated and how they were offended by everything and how the smallest thing like affected their day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I had to stand in my skivvies for fucking 3 hours just for a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it's fucking 20 degrees outside. We're not even running yet type shit. And I started to like get my shit together. And I think the Marine Corps and my life before it helped shape how I think now.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like I honestly love, like, I'm kind of getting nerded out a little bit, but
That's cool.
It's really because one of my guys that I had on from like a few ups like a while back, but he was saying that the Marine Corps, it's really good at like making war fighters but not making civilians, which is like, I mean, and no offense like to the Marine Corps, but that's their job to do.
Yeah.
But like, it's really because I've thought about this a lot, because it's like when you go, there's like a culture shock when you dip out, because like the Marine Corps is its own ecosystem, it's its own world.
Yes.
And you're trained to adapt there, but now you have to leave that to go somewhere else. But it's really weird because it's like, even though you're trained to be a different human being over here, you can be like, there's still a lot that you can take from there, like if you learn to adapt the right way.
You're right.
The point that you brought up, how you were almost kind of like this hoodlum, basically, like when you were in the Marine Corps, you were a problem child.
Yes.
But ironically, that set the stage for you to be a better civilian.
It did. It also takes some self-awareness and I think the Marine Corps did a good job of making me okay with criticism. It was much easier for me to look in the mirror and fix myself than the regular person.
Yes.
Because the Marine Corps was always about, you're wrong, do this, do that.
Yeah.
So when people were telling me this, and when I was seeing it in the mirror, it's much easier for me to adjust and then start to fix myself,
Yeah. With that said, and I know maybe this might come across as like, the younger generation looking kind of like pussified, but like one of the things that I've always like tried to grapple is like, I've noticed the enlisted culture, it seems to be very like an unforgiving culture, if that would be the right word to use. Would you say that would be like...
In comparison to like officers?
So like, for example, right, so like if you fuck up, or like, let's say, and you might know this, let's say if you get someone killed, like if you like, or you do something wrong in training, you make a mistake, it's like, it's very hard to escape that or like rebuild your reputation if you do screw up in a way, I feel like, compared to the civilian world. Would you say that's right, or maybe there's a...
I agree.
Hopefully I'm conveying the idea right.
I agree.
Right?
That's because we're surrounded. See, we live in the biggest and worst echo chamber in America, in the Marine Corps. And I think that's what for better or for worse, for war, it's great. But just for survival and like life is terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That echo chamber is so dangerous. And you don't know that like how we haze, how we treat people who make mistakes,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Rest in peace to Yale. Snaggletooth, what we call him. He died in Ramadi.
Was Yale, was he the...
He saved the life of a bunch of Marines. He died saving people's lives.
Because I think he's I don't want to say semi-famous, but I know they named a chow hall after a man named Yale. Is that him?
That might be. Because we tried to give him the Medal of Honor.
Really?
We had a petition for it, yeah.
I forget what he did specifically, because I read his, I think it's a citation, but they have it in the chow hall. I keep forgetting. I don't know if I'm forgetting what it is.
So Yale was one of my boots. So like Yale.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So Yale, he was one of our boots,
Yeah.
Yale, we used to pick on him all the time, bro. Like Snaggletooth. He used to make me, he's one of those people that fucked up a lot. And I really believe he did that. That had something to do with like gaining back reputation. I really believe that. I don't know that. I believe that because he was picked on a lot and he made mistakes. And going back to what you said, it's hard to come out of that. And that day, I didn't go to Ramadi with them. That day, I guess VBID, SVBID was coming through.
Yeah.
If people don't know, it's a suicide vehicle. Yeah, exactly. And it was going through the little S turn and around the barbed wire and all that, and it wouldn't stop. So they went through their rules of engagement and it wouldn't stop. And then they were supposed to leave the post because they couldn't stop it, but they didn't. They stayed and stopped the truck from getting so close to the base and killing hundreds of Marines.
Yeah.
And they knew they were gonna die.
Yeah.
And they stayed and stopped the truck. They shot as many times as they could until the truck blew up and killed both of them. And I really believe the way Yale was treated had a lot to do with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really trying to I don't want to use the phrase "climb out of it," but like a way to redeem himself. Like, would that be?
Yeah. Now, I don't know that. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. Now, you said you guys called him Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth. Yeah, his teeth was messed up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Snaggletooth. He was a good old look like he looked like, rest in peace. You know how we are, man. Yale looked like his brother, his uncle fucked his mom or some shit.
Yeah, a little inbred.
Yeah. But hey, he saved a lot of people's fucking lives, man. He did, man.
No, yeah, much respect. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I guess to go back like a little bit to what we were saying, because I noticed that and maybe I wonder if you feel this way a little bit too, but like Marine Corps does a good job of making you like a better civilian, like matures you like in a lot of ways. But when you look back on it, you're like, damn, like I feel like I kind of wasted a lot of like either good opportunities or screwed up a lot. Like the Marine Corps was like my guinea pig test to like be a better human being. And you almost feel like there's a lot of I don't want to say regrets, but you feel like, had like knowing what you know now that there's a lot you would change. about how you acted or conducted yourself? Like, would you say that's true?
I disagree. I think because of how I acted, I am who I am today because of that. I don't think I would have as much insight to help others on that path without that. And I like what I am today. All that pain forged me. That fire forged the sword.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I kind of look at it that way. And it was rough and it was ugly, but I would not change it. You know, I'm glad I am the man I am. And the people, if you talk to the people who went to Fallujah with me, they'll tell you they're proud of who I become because they knew me then. They knew what I was. And I made like the Mike Tyson change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm very proud that I did that, you know?
No, of course. So, I mean, I imagine Iraq might have had something to do with it, or I don't know if you wanted to go careers, but what ultimately was like, yeah, this is like, I'm going to move on, do whatever.
You know, you go back as a much more, with more experience, as a kind of a leader.
Yeah.
You still on the ground with the troops, but you do more of telling people what to do. And I can't do that. I have no problem being told what to do, but I don't, my worst fear is getting someone killed, man. Yeah. Especially in the Marine Corps, they don't see it the way it, you know what I mean? If someone dies under your command, these young guys say it's your fault. Yeah. They don't see it as war. That's how it goes. Yeah. And I knew that. And also I'm just not a good leader. I'm a great follower. As far as combat, I'm the guy you want on your team. Yeah. But I don't want to lead. I just not who I am.
Is it just like I mean, obviously, that's like a reasonable burden to like not want to carry, I'd assume. But is it just like that responsibility alone? Like that,
yeah. It was not the fear of death because you get over that in combat. Yeah. You just get over it somehow. It was more so like the empathy. Like I didn't want to get anybody hurt. Like, and I had a tough time dealing with Hurlston's death for a long time. Felt like it was my fault for asking him to take a picture and he becoming a soft target. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? And up until like a few years ago, hell, I just got over my depression last year. Oh, like Jesus. The person you meet today, you wouldn't have met last year. Yeah. And I just got over the shit. You know, I just conquered it. So
you might not have been as goofy. You probably would have like actually choked me out when we took the picture.
No, I wouldn't have been like that. No, I would have been a little bit more emotional, maybe a little bit more insecure, and not like what I am now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I see that. Now, everybody always asks, but I just have to ask since we're on. But what is the literal kill count of Trae Woods?
The kill count?
Yes.
I don't know, bro. Like, you know what a firefight is?
Yeah.
You do an AAR, bro. Like, there's bullet holes and everything, bro. Like, I don't know, man. And that's not something I would count. You know, I'm not that type of person. You know.
No, I get you. But
I ain't Rambo.
No.
But yeah, firefights, bro. Everybody once they see them tracer rounds. Everybody's shooting, bro. Like everybody's shooting, bro. You don't know who did what. There was never a situation where you kick a door down and people knew who did what. Yeah. All of our shit was just like intense firefights.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, obviously, it'd be the equivalent of like trying to remember your stats, like when you're in a fight. Like,
and it's not, when you in the heat of fire, we're not snipers, bro. You know what I mean? Like, snipers can do that. You know what I mean? Bro, if you shoot somebody, that 50 gonna shoot him, that Mark gonna shoot him, the golf gonna shoot him, he might get ran over. Like, so, yeah.
Now, obviously, like we have a huge pride, like being Marines with it. But like, do you actually feel like any like, yeah, like I actually did get to kill someone or something like that? Because a lot of Marines want to like at least have that like pride in them. But like when you hear stuff about it, it's a little more.
I was way more empathetic than the rest of the Marines. It's the reason why. Shout out to CJ Chivers. He's an author and former journalist from New York Times. Okay. I talked to him a few weeks ago. He said that's the reason why he followed me around in Fallujah because I was asking questions that no one was asking. You know what I mean? Like, and so I had a little bit more empathy than the other people. You know what I mean? You didn't hear sand nigger or towel head coming out of my mouth. I felt like any person shot was an enemy and like
not a bad guy.
Not even now you're a bad guy, motherfucker. You trying to kill me. You're definitely a fucking bad guy. Yeah. And I'm trying to protect my brothers. Mm-hmm. But like I saw war for what it was. I didn't see it as I wasn't as brainwashed as the others. I did have some brainwashing, but not as much as everybody else. Like I knew what this was. Yeah. And it went from, hey, I love my country to I want to go home and I want to bring my brothers with me. Like that shit went out the window fast. I was like, all right, fucked America. Like that's the last thing on your mind, motherfuckers. Like I want my brothers to live. I want to live. And then when you get on that plane, you're like, oh, I love America.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a funny phenomenon. I mean, this is basically just like a long form of like saying what you're saying, but like, everybody gets like, like gung ho in the beginning. They're like, yeah, I fight for my country. Like I'm gonna think about my
That's
wife,
bullshit.
my kids back
That's
home.
bullshit.
Like, yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. When we went over there, bro.
Preach.
These motherfuckers, like, we work with the Iraqi army and the Iraqi police. Now in Camp Fallujah, and not Camp Fallujah, in Fallujah and Al Karma, the small town outside of it.
Yeah.
The Iraqi police were the Sunnis, they the ones you couldn't trust. And then the Shiite Muslims were the Iraqi armies, those are the one on our side.
Okay.
What I have respect for these people, these motherfuckers, when they lost a limb or they got shot and they lost a limb. And they couldn't get a job. They were literally fighting for their country. We're fighting for benefits and we're pretending. If we didn't have the VA system, if we didn't have all this shit set up, we take care of our fucking troops and our veterans.
Yeah.
If that shit wasn't there, how many of us would go fight?
Yeah, very,
If college
very
wasn't
minimal.
paid for, I hate fake patriotism so fucking much, and I see through that shit.
Yeah.
Now there are some people who are really patriotic. I've met some of those people, but for the most part, those people over there, they want to hurt people. That's why they win wars. The craziest motherfuckers win the wars, but those are also the motherfuckers you don't want back in the United States. Like, you want them fighting the battles. You know what I mean? The movies portray it as like this cool thing, but the truth is, man,
like a noble honor.
yeah,
like,
this
type
motherfucker's
thing.
sick. They want to kill people, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. I just don't pretend like.
And I think we could address that too. Like people don't understand like the amount of psychopaths that like get attracted. And
Oh
I
my
don't shit on them
God.
because we are technically too. but like the amount of
It's so
insane
bad,
people.
bro. It's so bad. Like one of my buddies, man, this motherfucker, hell of a shot. Pid, I love you, Pid. We call him Pid. Pid stands for it's what you had to say before you shot somebody.
PID? Is that-
It's PID, yeah. I identify a target, and it's an enemy, and I'm gonna kill it. So I got PID, and he would say that shit every day. I got PID! I got PID! So we start calling him PID. This motherfucker killed the motherfucker driving the guy. He shot the guy. It was a guy in the backseat of a car called an Opel. It was an insurgent. I think he was putting an ID ground or something, and he was driving off. And he was from the post. I think it was from the hip. He shot the guy because the way the post was set up, you couldn't get a shot. You had to push the sandbags out of the way.
Yeah.
So you can only shoot from your hip. And he shot the fucking guy. One shot, one kill, driving off in the back seat, and he hit him in the head. One shot. The motherfucker took the slug and tried to mail it home. Shout out to my boy Pig, this dumb motherfucker.
I gotta get you on, Pid. That sounds pretty good. Just don't shoot me from your hip though. That's badass.
He's doing good, man. Christopher Jones, man, he's a good dude though, man. But yeah, there are some people who do know who they kill people, but he also wasn't a psychopath. And then you had people who couldn't wait to hurt people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to call their names out. There were people like genuinely like, I was like, oh man, this is no wonder the war's still going on.
Yeah.
Like there was one guy, I ain't going to say his name. He's a pogue, and he was talking about back in the States about how he used to piss in the water bottles and give like shit candy and shit to the kids. I said, yeah, his fathers are going to kill a Marine now. Now a Marine's gonna die because you fucked that kid up. He's gonna go tell his dad. His dad's gonna go tell an insurgent, and now they're gonna kill a Marine in retaliation.
Now I see why they harp on the hearts and minds thing, literally.
Right,
for
yeah.
that
So
shit, yeah.
when you do that, the war prolongs. So people's like, well, George Bush. I was like, nah, man, we keep it a buck. The troops are the reason why the war is still going on, bro. They're making more fucking insurgents by not winning their hearts and minds, man.
Yeah, I don't know how to like bat. Yeah.
When you,
I mean, you can get cynical if you want. Like I mean,
I'm
we've
just
all
keeping
had
it a
those.
buck.
No,
I'm just keeping it a buck, bro.
Yeah, no, I
You
get
know,
it.
you're gonna attract a job like that's gonna attract certain type of people.
Yeah.
It's gonna attract good people and bad people.
Yeah, especially in today's, and like it makes more sense. I feel like in today's day and age when we don't have wars, because it's like the Marine Corps literally harps on, like you know, we kill people. That's our job. You can either stay in or out.
And they're good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sucky thing about it is that when you train that dog to fucking be a killer, it ain't pet friendly anymore.
No.
And it took me a while, bro. Like 2 years ago, I just now got my sanity back, bro. And I went to Iraq in 2006.
Now, when you say your sanity back, was it just more because, like, I imagine you're probably like typical depression, anxiety, stuff like that.
It was bad, man. And depression, anxiety, aggression. It was real bad, but like my girlfriend toughed it out and forced me in therapy. And man, that shit changed my fucking life. And man, where the camera at? Yeah, hey, motherfuckers, go to therapy. Go to fucking therapy. That should have changed your fucking life, man.
Hey, behind every good man is a good woman too. So I imagine that helped you out.
Behind
She
some
pushed
good
you there.
man is P Diddy. So
Do you want to? Because it seems like you've talked about P Diddy a lot here. Do you have any theories or like do you want to kill him or like?
No, I want to kill him. It's just fun to talk about Diddy shit, man. Making jokes about it, man. I hope he goes to prison for that shit if he did it though.
I've heard people talk. I don't know if this is. I doubt it's a real thing, but they're talking to. Some people want to have him be like cellmates with R. Kelly just for like the shit of like.
They're gonna make a hit song. That's what's gonna happen,
dude. Oh my god, that would be
a hit song.
Spotify better have that on there because I know they banned R. Kelly.
They should. Shit, that's crazy.
What was? Did you guys ever have any? I highly doubt it. But being in Iraq, was there ever any like? Did you have a chance to do? I don't know if liberty would be the right word, but like, did you ever go out like in like smaller towns that weren't like war ravaged to like do anything else? Or was that a thing? Or
no, hell no. We were fucking working if you weren't working, you were playing Xbox and fucking jacking off, bro, lifting weights. You know what I mean? We had these makeshift weights, and engineers hooked us up with some electricity, so we bought an Xbox and shit was fun. But
now that I think about it, but like, so this is because this is like 2005ish. This is before like internet porn, pretty much. So like, what did you guys like? What'd you jack off to?
Laptop. We snuck it over.
Oh, okay.
We had like a hard drive. We would pass off. No, it was funny, bro. I was taking a shit. I was jacking off. I had my buddy's laptop in there.
Is this in the Porta-John too?
In the Porta-John. So I was out back taking a shit. This is a true story. I was out back taking a shit, and mortar started coming in. We were getting mortared. So I ran with my fucking dick out, fucking with the laptop, dragging my fucking rifle, my fucking flight suit. We wore flight suits all the way down by my ankles, sprinting into the COC. Master Masters is fucking dying laughing at me. My dick's rock fucking hard, and I'm fucking running in and booking my fucking ass out, bro. That shit was crazy.
Dude, I can't imagine being like whoever was. You said it was a staff sergeant, right?
No, it was Master Masters.
Oh, Master.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine that visual. Just
but he was cracking up, man. He was dying laughing, dog. Yeah.
I can't like your body had to have been because like you're already probably sweating profusely being in those Porta-Johns out in the desert, and then when you hear the mortars drop, and now you're like,
yeah, and then you got hundreds of flies on your dick. It was great. Dick cheese. Great experience. No showers.
Yeah, that porn quality also had to have been pretty just as terrible.
It was great when you haven't seen a fucking woman in fucking 6 months.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, because like we're heavily blessed like with the stuff we have
bro,
now.
My God. And cursed. And cursed, man. Yeah.
Yeah, double-edged sword, these things, definitely.
Yeah, it was a hard drive day back in the day. You know, one of the white kids had all the porn you could think of, bro. We were just passing that shit along to each other.
Hasn't changed at all. We because my second deployment, like 5 or 6 years ago, we were on the boat doing stuff, and obviously like we don't have internet out there, so yeah, same thing. But like the hard drives now, they're like 4 terabytes, so I mean, it's basically an endless catalog as if you already had the internet.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we were passing that shit around. We needed it. We fucking needed it. Yeah.
I have to talk about it, of course, since like this is your background now. But like you're not people don't know, but you're a pro fighter. So
I am,
yeah. So what is the do you have any pro fights scheduled, or like how's that looking for you right now?
Hey, bare knuckle. Your whole roster full of bitches. Your whole fucking roster's full of bitches. I've been with them for like, I've signed a contract with them for about 2 years. I got a 3-fight contract, and every fight that Bronson and my boy Dre, you know Derek Brunson, the former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Every time they get me a fight, motherfuckers back out. Stop being bitches and fight me. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old.
Is it because they can't make weight, or what's the?
No, man. We know what it is because I'm like that. That's why. Because I'm fucking like that. I'm a problem. I'm a fucking problem, and I'm trying to do something with this shit, man.
Just somebody be a stepping stone for this man's career already, please. Like, you know, you're not gonna win. Like, just get in there.
You're not. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Just benefit from the clout. I might name call you on the show. I'll give you some publicity.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to do that, man, and I'm not gonna do it forever, man. It's not what defines me. Yeah. I just want to fight for a major organization before I call it quits, you know?
Yeah. I assume the goal is UFC, maybe, or?
Hell no. I'm too old for UFC now, you know?
No.
I'm too old for UFC. Bare knuckle I like bare knuckle. I'm a phenomenal boxer.
Okay.
I'm really fast, especially for my size. And it's just something I want to do, and for a little bit, you know? I don't want to get any brain damage, and I don't want to be drooling and shit.
No, yeah. I mean, already with 5 years of Marine Corps time, I mean, that's probably going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. I played football in the Marine Corps too, so my brain all.
Just like recreationally?
No, I played for 10th Marines, and then I made the Marine Corps All-Star team.
Wait a minute, the Marine Corps is a football team?
They did. I don't know if they do anymore.
Whoa. Okay. So you
Yeah.
actually like play like I don't know if amateur would be the right
I
word
don't know
for
what to
it.
call it either, but
But like you competed against teams like NHL pads and
It
stuff.
was serious. We had at the little stadium, it'd be packed out every fucking Friday or Saturday.
That
we were
one in Lejeune
undefeated.
with the little bleachers
Yeah,
and
man,
shit?
that shit would be packed out.
How come nobody's told me this? Like,
Yeah, you're fucking young, man. I don't know.
maybe they just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
I've never heard, but like that's so you would play against other like units.
Units, yeah. So, Tent Marines, I played for them, and then the next year I played for, I forget the name of the team. Was it Tanks? I forget who I played for, and we won the championship the next year. And then I made the actual Marine Corps team.
Whoa.
Marine Corps, but we played one game in the schedule. We played some semi-pro team and beat the fuck out of them. We beat them like 60-something-0. It was pretty bad.
Whoa,
but then our
okay.
schedule got canceled or some shit. But we had a whole Marine Corps football team.
Dude, that is I didn't know this about like you or anybody, but like so I know like with the wrestling team, like that's basically like their MOS. That's all they do day round. Was it the same
I knew
thing
those
for you?
guys too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some of those guys still had jobs. I was in 8th Reg. All I did every day when I came back from Iraq for the rest of my career was go to formation and smoke weed.
Dude, hell yeah.
I smoked weed the entire career after Iraq.
Yeah, how long of your Marine Corps career was being a football player? I didn't know this. Like,
2 years.
okay, so a small chunk.
So like it wasn't my MOS.
yeah.
It was like I went from they didn't change my MOS, but they were supposed to do admin. But it was just all 8th Reg was a bunch of guys that didn't want to go to Wounded Warriors. We were all told to stay the fuck away from there. It was like accountability hell. It's like they counting your pills. I didn't take pills, but it was like that bad. It was micromanaged,
Yeah.
and it was like stay the fuck away from there. So I went to 8th Reg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what position did you play when you were in?
Running back and free safety.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, you definitely got CTE.
Oh yeah. If I got tackled, I was pretty fast, man. But yeah, that was a fun time in the Marine Corps.
Like, what are the other athletes like? Like when you play football, like are they all just like a conglomerate of all the Marines that you can think of? Are they like the grunts that you're with, or what was the team like?
Some of these dudes had like real football experience. Some were really good, man. A lot of them, they were all play football. Like they were really good. You know, it was just that there was a bunch of guys that didn't like they weren't like, you know how the Marine Corps throw you out the window when your machine don't work anymore. It was just a bunch of those guys, honestly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like they're not going to war, otherwise they wouldn't let you play football. You know, and I don't know how it got started, but I was just glad I was able to do it. Captain Stan, who actually was in the UFC, Brian Stan.
Okay.
Yeah, he that was my captain and my CO in 8th Reg. He signed off on it and thought it was a great idea.
I think there was one of the photos.
You didn't know there was a Marine in the UFC? Brian Stan?
No, I know. No, honestly, I heard that there was a machine gunner who was in that because one of the guys that I did an episode with. He was a boxer, like he was a Golden Gloves, but he talked about it a little bit. But no, the Marine Corps doesn't have like
the BKFC champion right now is a Marine, Keith Richardson.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's a Marine.
I don't know what it is, but like I mean, I know there are famous Marines, but like they don't really do a good job of highlighting like actual like celebrity Marines and stuff.
I don't know why they don't do that. Brian Stan should have been a face. Right now, my homegirl Stephanie, she's an officer. She's like the best boxer they've ever had, and I was in her corner her last fight in March, I think, or February. She's got another one coming up next May. She's Stephanie Simon. She's like the face of Marine Corps right now.
Wow. Okay.
She's a pro boxer. She's probably gonna be world champion.
Well, okay, sick.
It's a good friend of mine, yeah.
Yeah, and even then, like, you know, not a lot of people know that stuff, and it's like...
It's weird how they don't do that. It's crazy how they didn't promote Brian Stan, because he was fighting while he was an officer.
Really?
Yeah.
So
like
he was like doing Tim Kennedy stuff,
He was in the WEC, and then he won that belt, and then he got to the UFC, and they didn't talk about it. I was like, that's crazy.
Let me pull him, because he does sound kind of familiar. Maybe pull him up here. Brian Stan,
Yeah, he's one of the major reasons why my Marine Corps career didn't get fucked up.
Wow, this guy's jawline is just...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, impressive here. Yeah, who's another famous Marine? Oh, yeah, do you know Montel Williams? He was in the Marines, too.
Word. So does, what's his name? Not Shaggy, but,
No, Shaggy might have been.
Shaggy, I think it was Shaggy.
Yeah.
Ken Norton, the only man to knock out Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali not beat him back.
Oh, yeah. I do know, yeah.
He broke his jaw.
I think he might have been, because this is another, like, if you go in rabbit holes, but there was a guy who sued this might have been him, but he sued the either Sylvester Stallone or the group that made the Rocky films, because he said that they made the story about him. Like that Rocky Balboa was inspired after him.
I
And
think you know who you're talking about. I know the guy's name, but
yeah, but he was a Marine too. But he was a boxer. He knocked down Muhammad Ali in a fight. I don't think he beat him, but he was one of the first people to like get him on the ground, and that was like his claim to fame.
it's a black. No,
No, it was a white. Yeah, he was like a World War II like white dude, like heavy Italian type guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but he sued the Rocky films because and I found it funny because like when they were introducing him in this documentary, he's like, I joined the Marines because like they told me that they could kill people, and it's like, and the girls always loved us, so that's why I wanted to join.
It was cool to be a psychopath back then. Now we realize what it is.
How was it like on Lejeune? Like was it easy picking up girls like on
For
Lejeune back
me,
then?
yeah. For me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, yeah.
Okay,
It's pretty easy. But I was kind of looked down upon messing with female Marines because they were like,
Do you like the looks? I mean, obviously you do. I mean, if your girlfriend's still in, but
my girlfriend's in. Who told you that?
you did just now.
No, I didn't say my girlfriend was in.
You said your homegirl, right?
What are you talking about?
You just, am I losing my mind here? Did we
what
not
the
just say
fuck?
this?
Hell no, my girlfriend ain't a Marine. What the fuck? Where'd you get that from?
You said she's like, you got to be in her corner. She's a boxer.
No, that's not my girlfriend. That's my homegirl, Stephanie.
Okay, I'm confusing stuff.
No, that's Stephanie's my homie.
Have you seen my marbles, Rich? I think I lost them, dude.
You need to chew on that, bro. Get your saneness back.
Somebody get me a lighter.
But yeah, Stephanie's officer,
Oh, okay.
Captain Simon.
When you got out, was there the inspiration or did you want to go back in? I know everybody thinks about that.
Hell no, I didn't want to go back in. No, I don't. I appreciate the Marine Corps for what it was, but man, I even slept in my car for a while. I didn't want to go back in though, bro. I just couldn't I couldn't do that again, bro. I had some experiences where I felt like I'm not a pussy, bro, but I think I'm really good with pattern recognition and attention to detail, and it was some things that just bothered me racially that and I just couldn't do it again, bro. I couldn't do it again.
Do you think, if I could approach the topic, but were you was there a racism problem, or do you feel like there was some discrimination a little bit?
Yeah, I heard some things, man. I had a bunch of white friends. Obviously, it's a fucking Marine Corps.
Yeah,
and I still do to this day. But it's just that my white friends would come back and tell me things about certain white people, and it would bother me because there was so many of them that thought a certain way.
Yeah,
and a lot of those people have changed too. We just went on a retreat actually.
Oh, okay.
That was paid for by one of the vet services, paid for all the guys who went to war together. We went to outside of Houston and Cleveland, Texas. So it was an awesome retreat. So a lot of those guys have changed. So I won't mention any names, but we were also kids. You know what I mean? So you can't really hold them accountable for that. But at the time when I was young, I'd be like, there's no way I could do that again.
Yeah, I see. Now, the old adage, I assume this had to have been this, especially if they're your buddies, so it obviously applies. But if you get Marines of the same rank together, they're all going to act like Lance Corporals, especially on that 100%. Retreat. Was it the same way?
Yeah. That retreat was awesome, bro.
Yeah, what exactly? Yeah, well, how was that like? Were you? I assume it obviously wasn't Barracks shenanigans. No,
man.
Intense,
we were in this beautiful camp. We had these bicycles. We could go from hut to hut to visit each other. There was alligators everywhere. We snuck weed onto that motherfucker. It was great smoking weed with people that used to cuss me out. You know what I mean? For being late for formation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just, we made belts and it was just a bunch of manly shit. It was a fucking great time, bro. Seeing everybody and we was some tears. There was some tears. I actually got my speech on Instagram. Actually, the speech I gave there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Did you see the video I sent you of me doing a fake weather report?
I forgot about that. Oh my god. Yes. We're gonna have to share. Yes. Yeah. So what was up? Do you mind if you pull that up?
Yeah.
Show
You want me to pull it up? You pull it up.
No. Because I have an Android. It's terrible. So.
This is Woods, live on Black Television. White people's dead, and we get the fuck out of here.
So it was this is Woods from Live from Black Television. White people dead, we getting the fuck out of here. And but there's a giant sandstorm behind us, and we're about to load up on the trucks and go hide from it like bitches.
Yeah.
But I used to always try to find time to make other people laugh.
Yeah.
There's videos of me twerking, doing all kinds of stupid shit, you know what I mean, behind my CO's back and shit, But I was always trying to make people smile, man.
Well, you definitely achieved that, and you still are doing it.
I'm trying.
20 odd years later.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me how fucking old I am. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. I'm almost 30. I'm the kid of the group here.
Fuck.
It's terrible.
That's crazy, bro. I got socks older than you, nigga.
So the ending, I don't think I told you. Maybe you picked up on it, but the ending ritual I always ask is, so what is your advice, your words of wisdom, whatever you call it, to everybody who's still that's listening right now?
Don't take it for granted. Like, don't take it for granted. These are going to be some of the best times in your life. Don't take it for granted. Your brothers, like, stick to your brothers, man. This coming from someone who was late for formation, that sagged in his uniform, had a mouthful of gold. Don't fucking take it for granted. The Marine Corps is teaching you something valuable. Of course you hate it right now. Of course you do. You should. They're on your ass. They're like parents. But then when you get older, you look back and be like, damn, I'm glad my dad beat my ass. I'm glad my dad was hard on me. Do not take that for granted. Hold yourself accountable and keep integrity at heart. And I know this sounds like cliche bullshit, but that shit changed my life. So it's not bullshit they're teaching you. Lock in, stay focused.
I love that. Lock in, stay focused, don't take it for granted.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Beautiful way. Oh, and do you want to plug your book by chance? Or I don't think it's out yet.
It's not out yet, but it's called Don't Be Dumb. It's currently being edited. So
okay, sick. Well, from one crayon eater to another, Trae.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers.
Cross swords.